What's up, y'all? It's an open panel. Y'all can hit the link. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Toya. What's up? What's up? What's up? Knotty Krew. Good morning. Good morning. I hope y'all doing well. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Knotty Krew. I'm giving y'all a chance to load up. It's an open panel. We could talk about whatever. Let me see if I got some stories saved, I'm sure. We got Fannie Willis' father freaking testifying on her behalf. It's a whole grown woman. I was out last night, chill. Shout out to my girl Tati. Happy birthday, Tati. We had a blast though. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm just up doing some chores, washing the linens, and I was like, let me jump on here. A couple of things I did want to address though. The whole Larry Reed situation with Buddha, aka Vincent Terrell Hill, coming forward. I just presented the information yesterday, but at the end of the day, the official kingpin is the one that has been exposing it all along. And I just believe in giving credit where credit is due. And I don't want him to ever believe that I was trying to take his credit away. Like Buddha's coming in on the tail end of when people already been putting the information out there. What I didn't make clear is like my position. All right. I just presented how he was presented himself to the world. But I just feel like he was very much complicit in watching him terrorize people through these years. I told y'all from the very beginning I ain't like what he was saying towards the content creators and not giving credit where credit is due. I thought that was very shady. Um, Unless I see him helping the victims, like he's on his hiatus, like, oh, I'm free, I'm clearing my conscience. But you were complicit and you benefited off it all those years. You even bragged about it in your first video, how your equipment was from that money, from that blood money, basically, basically based off of a scam. So like, you know what? How I feel about him, I feel although better late than never. Like it's just like only thing like in the first video, he was basically solidifying Levante and confirming what had happened to him. And I'm like, free Levante. And then like in the Q&A, he was just like all over the place, backpedaling. It was crazy. These people are crazy. And I just really feel like he's trying to save himself so he won't be implemented minute when the FBI come from his ass for Larry's ass, okay? Like, yo, it's a lot of evil in this world and it come in all different forms. So I'm just that fool, whatever. The content creators is the ones that put the work in. And I just be tired of people trying to discredit content creators. Like it's some very, very good content creators out here, and that's why I always like make sure I shout people out. I don't try to take credit for work I did not do, or things like that. But the official kingpin is the one that created a platform for the victims to come forward. He's been exposing this or whatever. And the reason why, like, I started doing this story when Lester came on OKP's panel, is because Larry was out here trying to draw a narrative about someone else, about TD Jakes. And you got your own skeletons in your closet, sir, that you need to answer for. It's just, I'm so tired of these fucking fake, phony motherfuckers. How many minutes we in? Oh, maybe I shouldn't be cursing yet. Definitely. So how you gonna drag other content creators when you doing the same goddamn thing? Like, stop it. Right? Sorry, y'all. It's another one of my friends' birthday. February is busy for birthdays. Hey, Emmanuel. No, Emmanuel, hit the link. Tell us, enlighten us. It's an open panel. Yeah, I'm okay. Hey, Curves. Hold on 1 second, Curves. The YouTube CEO. What's going on, sis? Good morning. Good morning, Curves.
Oh, Grand Rising, Savage X Fenty onesie. I got mine in blue. Huh? Is it still snowing out there, friend?
No, but it's for reason. It is for reason.
How are
Like,
your
it's like
red-breasted
cool.
robin messengers this morning?
Huh?
How are your red-breasted robins with their messengers this morning?
It's too cold for them to be outside.
I hope they realize that because I didn't know birds came out in the snow. I'm in California. I just figured they flew someplace.
Wasn't it weird though? That's why I recorded it.
Yeah, that was so many. I've never seen that many robins in one place. Never have I ever.
Yo, I was like, this has to mean something. That's why I recorded it.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me see if I can get it for my Knotty crew. So
right
those
on.
who are just joining, yesterday I went outside in my yard and it was a scene. It was a scene.
Grand Rising Naughty Crew. What's good,
Yeah.
everybody? I see Emmanuel's in your chat. Latoya, Deborah C,
Yes.
Carolyn, everybody. Awesome. Happy Sunday, y'all.
Happy Sunday, y'all.
No, I didn't hear what happened to the CEO's son. What happened?
Emmanuel says
No.
her son was found. Let's look it up, Curves. You know us.
OMG. That's kind of, I don't know. Whenever like big people like that get hurt, I'm always the first thing I think is conspiracy. I'm like, okay, who was it a plot? Was it a hostage plot? Was it they didn't do what they wanted him to do, so they went and got the son? Like, I'm just like all kind of it just seems so weird. It seems like he would have been better protected or had the option for security or something. How'd that happen?
I'm about to find out for us. I think I found the article.
That's crazy.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
So Marco Trooper, the son of YouTube's former CEO Susan Wojcicki, has died at the age of 19. Oh my God, so young. The UC Berkeley freshman was found dead in the dorm room on campus on Tuesday, and a spokesperson for the school confirmed to the outlet. Trooper was found unresponsive Tuesday at the student housing complex Clark Care campus at about 4:23 p.m. Local UC Berkeley spokesperson Janet Gilmore told NBC. The Berkeley Fire Department responded to a complex and attempted life-saving measures, but he was pronounced dead on the scene. While police sources told people the cause of death is unknown, Trooper grandmother Esther Rosicki told Boom the family believes the teen died from a drug overdose. He ingested a
No
drug.
way.
Yeah. I can't,
That is
like, as soon as
crazy.
Emmanuel told me that, that's the first thing that came to mind. He's so young though. He's
Dang.
so
You know, I'm in
crazy.
the Bay, and that's Berkeley. Berkeley is like tried and true. I used to work at Clark Kerr campus, y'all. Actually, the Clark Kerr campus it used to be for the blind and deaf students at Berkeley, and it was a special dorm area that housed blind and deaf students. And then they
Mhm.
converted it into housing, but there's still a little portion of it left. That's where they have dorms and eating hall that backs up to the apartments I used to work at. And so that must have been where he was in those dorms. That's crazy.
That is
But
crazy.
there's not a huge, well, I'm older now, but out here, we don't hear about ODs all the time on campus. There's not like a surge of whatever that is, the opiate thing or anything. We're not bath salt city out here. We're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have other issues.
Yeah, but overdoses are like so they're higher now.
Yeah.
These drugs are different nowadays. Hey Kim, good morning. Welcome to the panel.
Good morning. Good morning.
Can you believe that the CEO of YouTube's son found
Oh
dead at
no.
19?
That's
So
messed
young.
up. That's messed up.
It's
I wonder
definitely
which
not
I wonder
this
was it on purpose? Like, which one was it? Like, was
these
he by
drugs are
himself?
different nowadays. They putting all type of chemicals in it and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
And I
Mm-mm.
heard on that one that starts with the Fent that you only need to take that one time. You can touch it in OD.
Yep.
That's what I heard.
They're putting it in everything now. They even they putting it in the ganja. Like what? Why do the ganja need it?
Right, you got to be careful. That's why never only organic for me.
Hmm.
An organic growers.
It's just
Yeah,
better to go to like a dispensary if you don't have a good.
a good
Yeah,
connect.
it
Yeah,
does.
see, I have a good connection and I know grows it organically, so I don't even worry about that.
I
Yeah.
have a good connection too.
You know what? You know who would make the money is if somebody invented a fentanyl detector. So, you know what I mean? Like maybe it glowed
Hmm.
a certain color or a meter went off or something. That person would make a lot of money. If the women could slip it in their purse and we could like put a wand over a drink before we drink it or something like that, that would be
Hmm.
lit.
That would be for, especially for the people that are unsuspecting. But for
Hmm.
those people that are actual hard addicts, they probably would take that shit anyway. I mean, that stuff anyway. No, they would though. You know what I mean? Because they just fiending. They sick.
Kim
They
said
sick at that point, and they
Kim said
fiending.
Yeah,
the
that's
fiends
true.
be fiending, honey. The fiends be fiending.
They do. Because
Bless
they
their
already
hearts.
use other people's needles and stuff like that and all the rest of this stuff.
Yeah, the
Mm-mm.
fiends be fiending, child. The fiends be fiending.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
The fiends. Oh wait, I got what's her name? Fannie Willis. Her father testimony. Why he testifying?
Because they're just being, like she said, that's overstepping their bounds. Why is her father involved in this at all? Just because he lived with her doesn't mean he knows her business. She's a grown woman and probably lived a separate life. Like they're just trying to embarrass her, embarrass him, and smear her in front of the father. It's a it's a lot of stuff going on in front of our face that used to go on in a slave plantation. Okay, a lot of stuff. A lot of
Mhm.
stuff.
Let's see what he got to say.
Not trying to be racist, okay? But it's a black thing, okay? You know, I was trained, and most black folks, they hide cash or they keep cash. And I was, no, I trained, you always keep some cash because I've been places, and just because of the color of my skin, for example, I took a fellowship at Harvard when my daughter was just if I might, Your Honor, if I might, when I was just, she was just, maybe 3 years old. And I remember going to a restaurant in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And I had a American Express credit card and maybe a Visa or whatever. And I had a lot of what they call traveler's checks. I don't even know if they still have traveler's checks, but traveler's checks. And there was a sign said, with the credit card. For whatever reasons, the man would not take my American Express credit card. So I pulled out my Visa card, and he wouldn't take my Visa card. So then I pulled out my traveler's checks. He said, we don't take checks. Now, these were traveler's checks. This was money. I had a $10 bill. I'll never forget this as long as I live. And he said, the bill for my wife at the time, Fonnie's mother, Fonnie, and myself was like $9.95, and I had a $10 bill. That was all. Your Honor, I'm not trying to be racist, okay? But it's a black thing, okay? I was trained, and most black folks, they hide cash or they keep cash. And I trained, you always keep some cash because I've been places, and just because of the color of my skin, for example, I took a fellowship at Harvard when my daughter was just if I might, Your Honor, if I might, when I was just, she was just.
You know what? He right. My grandmother always kept cash around. Always keep cash in the house. I mean, it's not a. Some people.
Well, they didn't trust banks either then, and then the banks and stuff weren't good to us, so they were afraid of what they would do for their money. But I'm just gonna say something about her daddy being on here and everything. That's nice and everything. I know her daddy want to protect her, but he is an international lawyer, so he's very accomplished. I want to say that, but he's getting older now, and he sounds a little bit fuddled. And one thing that I learned when I was in the car business, we used to sell cars. They was like the first person that speaks loses, and do not say too much. Okay, you can't say too much because when you start doing too much talking, one person people think that you're lying, and two, you might give up too much information.
I believe in one word answers when it comes
to I know.
Well, I agree with both you guys. I was saying the same thing. I've had to testify again. I've had to go to depositions before. I've been in the lawyer sphere before. And lawyer 101, you don't offer any additional information. You only answer the question they ask. You do not offer another word. It's yes or no. And if they want something yes or no, they're going to have to ask you another way to get to what they want. Don't offer nothing because it can all get taken out of context, which is about to be.
Right, I know, right?
It's about to be. That's what's happening. Like, don't overshare. Don't overshare. Like, I'm really.
Yeah, that's the word, overshare.
Because they looking for you to catch yourself up. And so when you overshare and do all this explaining and stuff, they looking for you a hole so they can trip you up. Like that's we know we live in a narcissistic world.
But I'm gonna tell you something though, and that even though back then, but even now, it's not a bad idea for us to get money, you know what I mean? Because and have money in your house, because even in the days times with all the stuff that's going on, when they say with China and all the rest of this, it's a different kind of warfare now. They're not just going to drop bombs. They can mess with the utilities. They can with one program and a flip of a switch, they can shut down bank accounts. So we need to have some extra money in the house. We need to have cash in the house. Because we
Yeah.
don't even play with cash anymore. Just think about it. All of us, well, at least me, I don't really have a lot of cash, and most people I know, we just use our debit card, swipe, cash app. We got all kind of ways to pay now. So my daughter was just saying, "Mama, you need to get some money in the house because if anything does go down, the first thing they're going to hit is our
Bank
banks
accounts.
probably."
Yep.
They're gonna rob us blind, child.
Really?
They're gonna rob us
The
blind.
only thing about him mentioning that black people, like generalizing it as black people now, a whole new something. The IRS about to be like, oh, can you count all the cash that's in your mattress and walls? Because, you know, a international black lawyer who was in charge of it, who was involved rather with the Black Panthers, says that all black people keep money in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he telling our secrets and everything. He ain't supposed to be
Mhm.
doing all that.
He wasn't supposed
Exactly. My
to.
dad made
I
us
almost
teach
feel
guys
like I'm
need
kind of
to
feeling
think
like,
about
did
that
they give her
money.
some truth serum to make her forget? And she's just forgetting all of her strategies. Like her and her daddy needed to be way more quiet, less defensive. I appreciated her.
Yes.
I appreciated her emotion, but they don't appreciate our emotion. You know what I mean? They only reduce it to angry black, you know? So I feel like she did herself a disservice by being so eager to show how her disdain rather for what was going on. She should have just played like a white lady. Oh yeah, this and just smiled all in their face. Just smile. Oh yeah. Those wave they
Well,
knew
not only
us.
that though, it's that old saying, thou protest much.
Right.
So
Now don't
when
just
you
too
start
much.
doing all that protesting, you seem like you're defensive. And if
Right.
you're defensive for a reason because you're trying to hide something.
Right.
And
Not
that's what
just
I felt
defensive
like
because
she
this is
was
some
defensive.
bullshit.
Yeah, she was really defensive and everything because there was one part where she pulled up all them paperwork and she was getting really upset. And they was like, let's take a break. Let's take a break. I think it was her lawyer that asked for a break because he knew that she was getting ready to blow her gasket. So you got to be cool, calm, and collective. And you have to be, because I'm going to tell you something. She's being defensive, but my mother taught me a long time ago. The best defense sometimes is a good offense.
That's
You
the
put
only
them on
defense
the
she said.
offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
On
Because
point.
you're
You know,
dealing
my
with,
job taught me how to work well under pressure, and
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the calmest when I'm under pressure. I don't freak out. Like the world could be blowing up around me, and I'm gonna just be calm, and I'm gonna assess the situation, and I'm gonna plan my strategy. You know what I mean? Because when you frazzle, it's a
When you're
dead giveaway.
frantic, when you're
People,
frantic.
you're showing your weakness. You
Well,
know
I'm
what
gonna tell you something. I'm calm on the inside, but I'm nervous and anxious on the inside. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm not gonna let it. I'll never let him see me sweat.
I
Okay.
ain't never gonna let my
Mm-hmm.
enemy let
Mm-hmm.
me see me sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm just, and
Mm-mm.
especially now that I'm in my 40s, I'm my best calmer. You know what I'm
Right. And
saying?
then another thing that my father taught me, because he was in the service and everything, and he taught me so much about war and strategy that I do this today. He said, Kimberly, let me tell you something right now. He said, sometimes I watch you and you get all hung up in the battle. Okay. You can't get hung up in the battle. He said,
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to be battles that you win and it's going to be battles that you lose. He said, you have to determine which one is the most important battle for you to win. He said, for overall and what's overarching is that you must plan to win the war. Do you understand that?
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, Daddy, yeah.
And see, I was raised by a double Purple Heart veteran. Okay,
Oh,
Oh,
Lordy.
nice.
my stepfather. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so let me tell you. We went to Busch Gardens one year in Virginia, which is an amusement park, and we got on a roller coaster. And you know how you get your pictures, like so you can see your reaction when you're on the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Look, everybody on the roller coaster is like this, all right?
And
And
your
my
dad is
stepfather
on.
was like this. On the roller coaster, okay? So he gave me like my best survival skills. Like I remember me and my mom, we went on our first cruise or whatever. So he sat us down. He showed us how to make floats out of our clothes and everything. Like
Oh
if the
my
ship
goodness.
if the ship go down, no, he really told me, like, tie your pants around you and leave the
Mm-hmm.
to the front. That's a float, this and that. And he said, don't freak out because you know how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
But he taught me how to make floats out of my clothes. He was like, you do not need the floats from the ship.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need the boat to save you. You save yourself. You save yourself in your
Mm-hmm.
boat.
Beautiful.
So you know what? I appreciate him giving me those tools and stuff like that. So yeah, I got through a lot of situations being calm, just being calm
Mm-hmm.
and shutting the fuck up. Okay, like
Yeah, they doing too much talking. And then and Fanny, I can understand she mad and all the rest of that stuff, but at the end of the day, Fanny had no business screwing around with that man. Okay.
exactly, and that's why she's
That's
so
the bottom line.
defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And they found a tape of when she was running for DA and she had an interview with a local news station talking about when I'm DA in Georgia, you won't have to worry about me sleeping with my coworkers and spending money I'm not supposed to spend.
I saw that one.
Putting your foot in your mouth. Where's that at? Send me that.
And then the man ended up being a troll. She's all telling them about their dysfunctional relationship. We had various arguments and this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, well, why? So none of it was worth it.
Exactly.
And I don't even know, but let's just say, let's reach. I want to just reach for a moment. Okay, so she got in the office, she did her thing, and she's trying to go after Trump. How she know that Trump's people? See, this is why you always got to watch your back, and that's why God says, the flesh will betray you. How does she know that they didn't get to him? They said, see if you could try to hit up on her and see what you can get out of her. Because
Right.
this chick is, because they will do that. Okay, because this chick
Mm-hmm.
is after us, and we need her broken down. How we know that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He could have been an
Mhm.
op.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. He could have been an op. How you know?
Exactly.
See, you have to
And
have some
at the
self-control.
least, the ex-wife. You don't leave a woman scorned in your wake. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
that's the
Mhm.
end too. Like she remembers all the dates he wasn't home and what she heard. You know what I'm saying? I bet she was offering
Mhm.
up a lot of information too. So
Mm-hmm.
just don't do it, people. Just don't do it. Go get your own man that's not at work. Just go get your own man that's not at work. There are lots of
Mm-hmm.
other good working men. Go get it.
Or freaking sacrifice for the greater good. Get your case over. You're on a high profile thing. Just keep everything on the low. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
until you got the green light to go. Okay,
Right.
that's all I'm
Mhm.
saying.
I mean, how about this? My rule of thumb is you do not ish where you eat, where you work at. Like you do not sleep with people you work with.
I've
Yeah.
Period.
never ever laid my head where I made my bread. Never. One, I don't have the attitude for that. What if we break up and everything? I see him, I'm gonna be irritated. I don't want to see you bringing no girls over there and all the rest of that. I don't, because I'm gonna feel a certain way if my feelings was caught up. I just don't need all that at work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it seems like it could ultimately create more stress.
I know,
But
but that's
also,
why her character is being called to question and everything. Hey, in my opinion, welcome to the panel.
but
Hi,
I just want
my
to say
opinion.
one thing though, and the other thing is that this is possibly the biggest case that could have put her on the map. I ain't gonna mess nothing up for my career. Okay, because
Nothing.
once I get this, I'll probably be able to get anybody I want. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a whole lot of people looking for me. You know what I mean? And Peen ain't nothing but a pole, and Coochie ain't nothing but a hole. It's a lot of them out there.
Peeing
Okay,
in hole, poles and holes,
yeah,
holes
poles
and
and
holes.
holes. Okay, I'm sorry. Now go ahead. Hey, in my opinion,
Oh
Hey,
my
beautiful
God.
ladies. How are y'all doing this morning?
Brandy, you
Excellent.
Fine.
And
beautiful.
God is great. We're all breathing.
Well, that's amazing.
What are your thoughts? We talk about Fannie Willis and her shenanigans.
Yeah.
While I do think she did something she shouldn't have done, I did not like the questions that they was asking her. Like, did she give him money? Did she sleep with him the first night she went with him? Let's be clear. Yeah, she shouldn't have mixed business with pleasure, But here's the thing: you have no right to go in this lady's personal life and dictate what she do and when she spread her legs and bust it wide. Like that's beyond the scope, and I think they're using it to dig in this lady's personal life, and I ain't like that.
Hmm. Well, you know they're gonna do that, girl, because they out for blood.
Well,
They
I
gotta
think the
save
whole thing
Trump.
is so for Fanny. So the Atlanta fully. So she's facing disqualification because in Georgia there's a specific law that you can't ish where you make your bread. There's a specific law. And that's why when she was running, she said, "Oh, I'm not going to do that." Because it was a big thing
Mm.
in Georgia. So she knew what she was doing. She said she wasn't going to do it. She did have a relationship with the special prosecutor, Nathan. However, and then she put him on the case that he wasn't qualified for, is the other thing they're saying, right? Like he had never done a criminal case or something. And she was trying to give him a chance to do something he hadn't done before.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel for my girl and everything, but don't get on the Beyonce's internet, is what they call it, right? Don't get on Beyonce's internet and tell people you're not going to do what you just got caught doing, and they'd be mad when people are questioning you about how you did what you said you wasn't going to do. Just
Mhm.
relax, sit straight up in your chair. You don't have to lean to the side like you're George W. Bush at a news conference. Just sit straight up, answer the questions without that edge, because
I
you are
know.
in the wrong. At this point, you're in the wrong.
And I'm
So
gonna tell
just
you something. You mentioned what you said is really right because first of all, I don't do a whole lot of lying at all because I can't. My memory is piss poor. Okay, I
mhm.
can't remember what I said, but I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody will screenshot anything you said and bring it back to the forefront because the internet, no matter what whether we like it or we don't like it, it's here to stay, and it's got all your secrets and skeletons. It holds it all. Okay, and people will bring that crap up.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm. The other lawyer that is called into question is Nicole Fagan. Now she's the defense attorney.
NLG,
Y, the
YSL.
YSL case. This
I thought
girl,
that was Yves Saint Laurent, you guys. What's a YSL?
is the slime crew. Apparently, they're a sector of the Blood Gang. Okay. Um.
I was like, what is Yves Saint Laurent using this lady for a lawyer for? I'm like, what is this?
Oh, Emmanuel says Fanny will go down as a Monica Lewinsky. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate.
And this is the next. This is the next one going down. The one that loves to blackfish our community and be dumb. She
Blackfish.
going down too. She going down too. This one. She want to be down so bad. She done jeopardized her whole career.
Mhm.
So what did she do that was wrong? What did she do that was wrong?
Oh, she tampered with evidence on a M word case for one of the YSL members. Well, this is even before the case.
Right.
And
What
when they
happened
say
was
tamper with
is
evidence, like she threw the pow pow
no,
and the
it wasn't even
bullhorn.
her case. It wasn't her case, but she had news of the case based on her colleagues discussing it with her. She contacted the person, what do you call it, the offender, and make sure that he had gotten rid of his phone, and they were able to tell him to get rid of his phone, and somehow they found that out.
Look, this girl want to be gangster so bad. This was what Jermaine Dupri posted. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
unbelievable. This is her. She want to be gangster so bad, child. She's arrested on gang charges. You, you,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
you cannot live in two worlds. Period. You cannot live in two worlds.
How did they know she's in a gang? They got the tape of her getting jumped in.
Mm-hmm.
how we know she was jumped in? You know, there's other ways
Yeah,
to get.
well, either
Yeah,
jumped
she
in or
can spread
jumped
it
on.
wide and get
Get it?
in.
Because you could get screwed in or jumped in. Either way, you take a pounding. You know
Okay.
what?
Hey, Bree. Good morning, Bree. Um, maybe it's just like Kim was saying, be careful what you put out here on Beyonce's internet, okay? Because people are watching. But hold on, let me see if I can find it.
I washed my locks yesterday at like 3. It's so cold in California, they're still wet.
For real?
Yeah, they're still, and I dried them
Isn't
real
it
good, and I wrapped them with. I had them up in one of my Knotty wraps all night, and they're still so wet.
she have y'all right? They have to prove, and I said that yesterday. Like, she's just been arrested and charged, so they have to prove that she's in the gang at this point. But when she says things like this, it
in
pisses
the
me
street,
off.
then you need to understand the position you play. If you're sitting there and you're getting nice dinners, you're getting some shoes, you might be getting a purse, then when shit gets fucked up, you're down too. You might have a minor setback, but you're going to have a major comeback. Another thing is, you don't need to be sitting there asking who he's talking to and whether or not he's cheating. He's not cheating. And frankly, you don't need to ask him what he's doing anyway, because you already know he's not doing shit. Instead, you need to be Googling some shit to talk to him about so that he can get his mind off his situation. Another thing is, you don't need to get all in your feelings and lose your self-esteem, and you don't want to be confident. You think he might be one. If you're messing with a man that's in the street, then you need to understand the position you play. If you're sitting there and you're getting nice dinners, you're getting some shoes, you might be getting.
Shut up, girl. Shut up. If you messing with a man in the street, just know he got multiple hoes, okay? In different
And different
area
area
codes.
codes.
Period. That's not even factual. But you know what? It's just like, girl, you want it gives me like you want to be down so bad, and the bonnet put me over the edge. Bree said it's cold in Texas.
I see
How
her
many
bonnet,
degrees?
Naughty. I see her.
Yeah, like is she blackfishing? So she just
What is
don't.
blackfishing? I never heard that before.
That's where
You know what they pretend to be black.
It's like when you're being a wigger.
Oh, like a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Look, don't want to be down so bad that you jeopardize your whole license or whatever. And she's not accused. She's accused of helping a gang member. You know what I mean? Tampering with evidence. Let's be clear of that.
So that well, I need to be okay. So I'm confused. So tampering with evidence is something that a lawyer could just get in trouble for. So she could be in a lot of trouble for that. So
Oh no,
why are
she
they
is
doing
in a
the
lot of
gang
trouble for that
element? But why are they doing the gang element on her?
Because
because
she
it was a gang
represents
member.
Why you guys keep saying that?
But
because
the
she
thing about it
represents.
too is that when you are a lawyer, my sister's an attorney, okay? And before you can even go and get your, they take you to the ethics board.
Uh-huh.
She was so upset. She was like, "Oh, I got to go to the ethics board and everything." And then they've already sent me some things that I have to talk to them about a parking ticket that I got a couple years ago. I forgot all about that parking ticket. So I'm like, "Girl, it's a parking ticket. What difference does it matter?" She says it doesn't. It does matter, and it matters a lot because it shows your integrity and your ethics. You cannot be above the law. You have to uphold the law because you are an officer of the court. And if you don't pay your bills or you don't pay your ticket, then that means that you disregard the law in their eyes. So something as much as small as a parking ticket will come up under the ethics on the ethics board when you go there, so you know what it is when it comes down to tampering with evidence.
Yeah, no, I
Exactly.
get that. I just don't know about the gang. I just don't want to do anything where people think I'm in a gang. Like, I'm just trying to understand, what does she do exactly?
Well, we all know a lot of defense attorneys are dirty. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, just watch Suits.
Exactly. So Jasmine Brand presented it like this: social media in shambles after YSL lawyer arrested on gang charges for advising M suspect to ditch his phone. So in
But
charge
as a
with
lawyer,
charges that
so
gang
okay,
members.
but I thought like, okay, so in movies they always have that thing where you have a friend that's a lawyer and they're like, pay me $1. So the person pays them $1, so then they have attorney-client privilege, and he can't get in trouble for telling him what he's about to tell him or what his advice is about to be. So if the person she advised to get rid of this phone was her client, then that's attorney-client privilege. Then who found out and how, and you know what I mean? Like, I
But it
thought that
wasn't her
was
client. That's what they
protected
said. It wasn't her
information.
client.
Well, Couture Babe puts out a good point of view. She said Fannie wants her out. Remember, Fannie Willis is the one that brought the charges against YSL.
So, whoa, so this is a big old spider web. So, okay, so Fannie, the one whose daddy was just on trial, talking way too much. She put these gang charges on the not Yves Saint Laurent gang lawyer. And now they're both, so now Fannie's on trial for something she didn't necessarily do, but she did something wrong. And this one just had to post bail for doing something equally as wrong. So are all the roads leading back to 45? I don't know.
The tangle web we weave, right?
When first we practice to deceive.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a
I
bunch
can't
of
keep up. I'm getting old.
I know
I can't
it's a
keep
bunch
up.
of and see, you know what? Look, they mess with Trump, and you know Trump is the biggest temper tantrum giver.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I.e. the insurrection that happened after he lost their
The lawyer that Fannie's sitting in front of looks like one of those plants from the freaking Republicans anyway. How they went through the whole land and got all their judges in those positions in different states, so that they're on the ready to undo everybody's civil rights.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yo, 2024 is a lot so far.
Yeah.
I keep saying that 2024 is the year of exposure.
It definitely is. So you know, one thing I want to give credit, because y'all know I love to give credit where credit is due.
Mhm.
Keisha Tells weeks ago dropped an exclusive that Diddy hired Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
The reason why, because he fired his old ones. The reason why is because Diddy is not only in trouble within America, he's in trouble internationally. This is an international trafficking network or whatever. Diddy is scared. Child, Diddy is scared for his life right now.
Well, and this is going to be part of what breaks him too. The psychic that said Kim, the psychic that started it all, Sloan Bella, she channeled Kim Porter. Kim Porter said that she was going to get Diddy in December 2023. It happened. She channeled that message. It happened. She blew back up. She channeled some more later after everything came up about Kim's about that girl suing Diddy and everything.
Mhm.
Cassie. So when Cassie sued Diddy, she tried to channel again, and she was saying that the messages she was getting was that Diddy is about to get taken down, that his wealth is, this is all allegedly, that his wealth is all, it just looks like wealth, but nothing is really his. And so they're going to have to take everything away from him. They're going to have to break him financially and in the eyes of the public, and leave him kind of like destitute. So this lawyer who got Jelaine off,
he didn't get her off. She's in jail.
Yeah,
that's what I want to say too, and that's what the other thing I want to say. Why would he get her a lawyer and she didn't get off?
Because she specializes in international law.
Right, but she didn't get Ghislaine off. That's
Well,
all I'm
Jelaine
saying.
they had that book though too. They had the flight logs. They had so much stacked against Jelaine that was already brought up from Epson's. That it was just
okay.
there was no way she wasn't going to take
Yeah,
the
that's what I
fall.
was trying to figure this out. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh no,
I think Diddy will snitch eventually. Let me tell her. Thank you, Lamina Taylor. Thank you for your comment. Diddy is going to take a lot of people with him when he goes down. He's that type of guy. He's that type of guy. I believe it. He not going to go to jail on his own. But Diddy has a lot of connections to what you call it? What was that game? BMF. You know, 50 Cent show.
Yeah.
He has a lot of connection and ties to them from back in the day. A lot of the Bad Boy was funded by their money. Okay. And so Tisa Tells also uncovered the possible Jane Doe victim that sued him is Tiara Marie. Okay. So in the lawsuit, they mentioned the young lady, she was out of Detroit. You know what I mean? And remember, what's his name? I can't believe they mentioned him in the lawsuit. Pierre. That guy. She met with him first, right, in a club in Detroit, and he was smoking the rock or whatever, allegedly in front of her. And that made sense because BMF is out of Detroit. Why, you know what I mean? It's all the dots are starting to connect. Or whatever. That's why Diddy is pushing so hard to get Tiara get Jane Doe's identity exposed. But Tiara Marie is from Detroit. The age frame that she is meets up with the time frame of that lawsuit. And this is all allegedly. But Tiara Marie has been through a lot in the industry. And ultimately her career was snatched from her, and I just think she was involved in a lot of freak offs. Let's just say that. Something a lot of women have to go through. But you know what? I hope Tiara Marie finds the courage to come forward. I hope she wins her case and gets justification so that she can pay 50 Cent his money. Because child, I'm tired of them. I'm 50. Trolling her for $50,000. I'm sick of it. I am. But all of that was revealed by Tisa Tells weeks ago. So check out Tisa. I love Tisa Tells. I love her ambition. I really, really do. But I know people feel like Diddy's gonna come back. I don't think he could come back from this. Him and LA Reid are going down. Down. They going down. They're predators. Yeah,
right.
Tisa be on the money. Tisa Tell be on the money. She be getting them blind items and stuff like that. But if you think about it, if you look, y'all just gotta go check out her video. She broke it down. She's got blind items and everything. And I think she's on point.
Tisa?
Yes.
Yeah, she's excellent.
I love her. I love her. So, people are up in arms about Beyonce's new country album. Like, we're surprised she's doing country. The girl's she's from freaking Houston, okay?
And Black people invented country music. Thank you.
All that stuff. Okay, let me see what this new. I didn't have a chance to hear this, so let's see what this news outlet has to say.
I don't know.
Beyonce appeared in a Verizon ad and released 2 songs from her new album titled Act 2, which, with the surprise of millions of her fans, is a full-fledged country album. Here's a taste of one cut called Texas Hold'em.
All right, we can't play that. 1 second. We all know the song. It's a big hit. It is trending all over the place. People
a lot of rocking out here to her. So, Kara, will you be getting information to get?
I am so excited. I love that song. Texas Hold'em is great. The second song she released is great. She's a Texas gal, you know. She's there's a lot of country feelings, Creole, all kinds of things in her music, Louisiana. So I am thrilled. I love her hat, the outfits. The entire thing is fantastic.
The country community has not always been as welcoming to Black country artists, however. In fact, folks with one radio station in Oklahoma initially refused to play Texas Hold'em before changing their mind. Kristen, how do you think Beyonce will be received by the country music establishment?
I hope more warmly than she was in 2016 when her amazing album Lemonade came out, had a song on it called Daddy Lessons. It is a pro Second Amendment song about fathers and their daughters to be tough as nails. It is pure Texas. It's amazing. And the Grammys said, we won't consider this for the country music category back in that year. I hope things have changed in 8 years.
It's an out.
Beyonce country is amazing. Also, the Beehive will have a word with that country station.
Next, well, no, they flipped. Beyonce appeared in a Verizon ad and released 2 songs.
Stop trying to stop our girl. She's winning. Okay. Beyonce been doing country music. I don't know why everybody acting like this is brand new for her. But they don't want us to reclaim what we started. Period.
I'm surprised they didn't call her anti-Semitic.
Oh.
It's just so freaking on brand for colonizers to colonize what you created, kick you out of what you created, and then you come back because you're like, well, I created it. I feel like playing again. And they're like, no, you're not accepted here, bitch. I made what you're in. I made this, what you're in. Your castle is my castle on my land. I'm coming back to get what's mine, and you can't even gatekeep me. Well, actually, I think we need to make a new rule, and all the Black people in the world need to see if what they're really singing is country music or not. How about that? How about that?
But a lot of artists have come forward to support Beyonce, and I love it. Okay,
and then there have been some box trolls,
all different backgrounds. You know what I mean? Like, she is country. She's always been a Southern girl. Like, stop it.
Yeah,
we coming home, baby. We're coming home to reclaim what is ours.
Did you see what the guy said who was in damn, what's that shoe? The Have and the Have Nots. And he used to be one of the
Oh, I'm pulling it up. I can't
yes. Oh my God. And I used to like him on the Dukes of Hazzard. Isn't he from the Dukes of Hazzard or something?
Yes, he is from the Dukes of
Hazzard. I used to like
Hazzard,
him and come to find out he's a good old redneck, y'all. A good old redneck.
This wigger. Here we go. Shout out to Morning Juice Box.
Industry just won't leave any area alone, right? They just have to seize control over every aspect, don't they?
They've got to make their mark, just like a dog in a dog park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree, right? So that's what's going on here. Shania and the other folks you talked about, what they did is they were in country music and they went out. You know, and that's one thing. But people coming into country music have because I know a little something about country music.
You are completely delusional. Gonna have the cops deal with your crazy ass.
Wait, it doesn't
touch me.
We can talk. I told you, don't touch me.
But industry just won't leave any area alone, right? They just have to seize control over every aspect, don't they?
They've got this
piece of racist piece of crap. Let's welcome to Couture Bay to the panel. Hey, Bree.
Hey, y'all. Good morning, ladies. Listen,
good morning.
I just have to say this. The way, what's his name, Mr. Snyder, who's from New York, cosplaying as a Southern white man, tried to illustrate Beyonce is crazy. They really want y'all to believe that Houston is not country. I said it today. Houston is so country. They have the rodeo. They have NASCAR. They're trying to stop what Beyonce is about to do. She's about to make it easier for Black men and women. There's been so many Black men and women who were written out of country music history from being pioneers, the barriers they broke. A lot of people don't even know who Linda Martell is. And she was the first Black woman to sing at the Grand Ole Opry, which is the Grammys of the country music. So I can't believe they're trying to make it seem as if Beyonce doesn't deserve to be in country when people literally call her slow because of her Southern drawl. I am so happy Beyonce is doing this. There's a lot of things we can be mad at her about, but not this. This is going to be one of the purest albums next to Lemonade we have gotten from her in such a long time. And she's reclaiming each genre one lane at a time. And I pray she do rock and roll next, because how they treat us as a community, about the things we've invented, we've created, we've expounded on. They have gatekeeped. We haven't seen a true country music maven, black, male or woman, in such a long time. And they talk about Darius Rucker. He doesn't get the notoriety he's supposed to. Let's be very clear. Like, there are people who are trailblazers who have created the sound for the Reba McEntires, the Martina McBrides, the Dixie Chicks, and they just write them out. Do they really believe they created the banjo? That's ours. Like, no. So when I see people literally trying to gatekeep for the pale male and women, no, it's given coonery, and I won't stand it.
I won't stand it. And shout out to Couture Bay. She's been trying to educate the community. Please go subscribe to her channel. She posted this to her community tab the other day, one day ago. She said, "Good afternoon, Bay Squad. Linda Martell, country music pioneer, who was the first commercial successful Black woman to sing at the Grand Ole Opry, leaving country music in 1974. So Bree is trying to educate the community. I appreciate her for that. Here
And
is her.
Linda Martell is still alive, y'all. Like, she was forced out of country because they refused to play her music, and she had a successful albums. Like, they were making the music industry a lot of money, but they didn't want this Black woman to be on top. Just like a couple of the men. It's disgusting. It's disheartening.
So I appreciate the movement that Beyonce has created, and I'm here to support her through and through. I love it. Lady,
I wanted to interject something though. I wanted to interject something. And this same man did not have any money. Tyler gave him an opportunity and brought him on his show. He sat up there and he took advantage of the Black Tyler Perry's money on a Black show. And now that he got his bag up, he's gonna piss on everything Black. You know what I mean? So he can utilize
That's
us.
blackfishing. That's part of the blackfishing, Kim.
That is blackfishing.
Like, you get accepted into our
Okay.
community, and then you do your stuff because you're accepted into our community, and then you pretend like you're on our side because you're accepted in our community, but you're still just doing your white shit.
Yes.
But on Couture Bay's thing, did you guys know that so the Grand Ole Opry is like the Apollo for country music? It's in Nashville, Tennessee, right? And it was created in like 1940 or something like that. And the very first performer at the Grand Ole Opry, the first one, do you guys know who it is? It was a Black man.
It's a Black
It was
man.
a Black man. His name is D. Ford Bailey, and he was a singer from 1920 to 1941. He was the first performer inside of what is now the whitest place for country music, the Grand Ole Opry. They hardly let any of us in there nowadays, and it's like the standard. Like, if you make it there, like how if you make it in Apollo, then you're gonna make it, And it was De Ford Bailey. So it's kind of like they acknowledge it in a way that we created it. We were the first, but then they don't let us participate a lot moving forward. It's very interesting. But I did not know about Couture's lady. I only knew about De Ford Bailey. But that's fascinating that some 30 years later, the first Black woman got to be up there. So that's crazy. But it was all started by us.
All right, excuse me, guys. MC Nemesis, I need to see your face before I bring you on panel. I see your questions, and it's kind of off-putting. We accept all races over here at the Knotty Love Movement, but I need to see your face in order for you to get on this panel.
We just got to make sure you're not about to flash our audience. Exactly. We don't want no strikes.
You can stay. You don't have to show your face once I bring you on panel, but I need to see who you are, and I need to know what your intentions are.
But so you're definitely right, LRG. Like, the Black man, he was in the Grand Ole Opry was started in the 1920s because they were forced out of they was forced out of blues, you know, to be into country. Hence why a lot of Black artists became rock and roll stars, because country music was so hard. See, that's what they don't want to talk about. You know, every time they forced us out of somewhere, they transcended it. Just like Kenny G said, Kenny G, he doesn't get the recognition in white America because he gave so much homage to Black artists. He said, I'm not the founder. I would not be here. And he gave out who his influences were. And what did they do? They tried to stifle his career. And hence why we only see him during the wintertime, during Christmas. They have been doing this since the beginning of time. They just don't, they try to use their internalized hatred for Beyonce. Oh, she has enough money. She has this and that. I don't care what she has enough of. If she want to do country, I feel like any artist should be able to do whatever music they want to. Because when K Michelle was out here forced into R&B, she was a nasty girl. She was mean to Elle Varner. She needs to apologize to her, saying, oh, she's trying to do my sound. And the whole time your sound is country. Like, stop it.
Well,
let me see your face,
plus,
MC.
I want Beyonce to be able to have as much as Taylor Swift. Like, why should a person that's less talented, has no rhythm, can't dance, can hardly hold a note, get way more praise than a woman who can dance, sing, and tie her shoes all at the same time? Like, they want me to be so excited about a Taylor Swift, and then they say, oh, Beyonce has so many awards. We didn't even consider her for any Grammys this year. She has enough. But they keep on considering Taylor. Why is that?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go over with your thought process here. So automatically, straight off
Is he
the
talking?
gate.
Is he talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I was trying to welcome him to the panel. Hi, MC. Welcome to the panel.
Good morning.
I want you guys to be like, I'm hearing a little bit of cognitive dissonance here.
Okay, explain your position.
Okay, I'm white. You are Black. Race is a spectrum. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Do you understand? So to classify people like Beyonce's Black, Taylor Swift's white, that doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, because we all are in a spectrum. So whenever you say white, Black, it's a logical fallacy. It makes you look like you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then that means the white people that invented the cognitive dissonance that you're talking about, sir, because we all used to be referred to as our country. We used to be referred to as the place we came from and those who came before us.
When you
and
say
then
white
in the 1800s,
people, hold on.
When the people who decided they were white got together, sir, and decided that the other people were not white, sir. That's who you need to talk to.
White
because
person?
then
What is a white
also
person?
in our society,
well,
sir,
Mr.
There's
John
peach,
Schneider.
creamy,
sir,
tan.
it doesn't,
yes,
sir, you're
the
not
only
being
white people are albinos.
You're
are you
not
talking
being
about
intellectually
albinos?
honest to come on here
What's
and tell
wrong
Black
with
people
albinos
that have had to live under the oppression that
There's
white
no
supremacy has put us
oppression.
under,
There is no
that all of a
oppression.
sudden Black and white don't matter.
The only
well,
white
you go
people
try to
are
get along,
albinos.
sir, it matters. When I go
The
try to
only
get along,
white people.
sir,
Why are you
it
talking
matters.
shit about
So for you to
albinos?
sit up here and tell us that
Why
it
are
doesn't
you
matter,
talking shit
we
about
been saying that it
albinos?
doesn't matter, but you
You
don't
are
get
like
to
the
come and tell
only
me
white
nothing.
people are
You don't get to
albinos. The
come and
rest
tell
of
me
people
nothing. You
are
don't get to come and tell me nothing,
peach.
sir. I
They're
reject you.
creamy. They're
Well, the
tan.
Caucasian
They
people,
got a
sir.
shade to them. You understand? Stop being such a raging retard.
Hold on,
The
MC.
only white people are albinos. Get it
Okay, we
through
heard
your
you say
No,
that,
you're
fucking
not
MC.
big
actually
skull.
Okay,
Quit
You're not
talking
MC.
actually
shit about
Okay, MC,
albinos.
you gotta let other people
Okay,
talk,
hold on,
MC.
hold on. I had to mute him. Couture Bay,
And
go
we
ahead.
don't use words like retard, sir. We
Oh,
don't use
Kurz, let
you don't
Couture
get to
say
use a
something.
word
Fucking
that you describe your
retard.
mental
Kurz,
capacity with. Your mental capacity is
Kurz,
not up here. You don't need to
Kurz,
describe yourself like that, mental capacity.
Anyway,
Kurz,
so that's what I'm
Kurz.
trying to get
Sir,
across to you
Mr.
is
Arch
that the only
Nemesis,
white people are albinos. You're a fucking retard.
Your
wait a minute,
mama,
wait a
your
minute.
mama's a fucking retard.
Oh,
How about that?
no. Don't go back and forth with him, LRG. He just wants
I
to
removed
cause
him.
Yeah.
he wants to cause division. But I wanted to answer to Mr. Arch Nemesis, because he's one of them. He's really trying to act as if he doesn't understand what's going on. The
Right.
fact that you brought up a black man who started, an African American, let's just do that, an African American man from the 1920s at the Grand Ole Opry, to Linda Martell, an African American woman in the 1960s, you know what I'm saying, at the Grand Ole Opry, and leaving country music in the 1970s. That huge gap of the last time either one, African American male or woman, was at the Grand Ole Opry should show something. The fact that they had to turn off the CMA's comments when Beyonce and the Dixie Chicks were performing, because the hard R's could not contain themselves and were not only calling the Dixie Chicks disparaging words, they were calling Beyonce monkeys, the N-words, etc., etc. So for people to act oblivious, that's disingenuous. And let's talk about Mr. John Snyder, who was a broke, pale male who couldn't get it anywhere else because they said he was a nasty human being, and he had to go to a seemingly gay African American male to even get put on. And then since then, he's been pandering to the South because he's from New York. Let's be very clear. He's not a Southern man. He's from New York, speaking on Southern-ish. Baby, if you're not below the Mason-Dixon line, you cannot tell us what country is. We live it every day. We know what it is. So it's just the
I
very
didn't appreciate him
disingenuousness.
coming up
And then
here.
he was trying to start. You see what he said? He was calling you all types of names to get you mad. What he is a coward. He is a faceless troll who would go out here and buy the tickets and then get online and do a podcast talking about women are beneath him. Please don't ever let somebody
He's
like that
probably an
disturb
incel.
your peace.
He's probably an incel. He's involuntarily celibate on top of it all.
Ah, that hurts. But you got with him. Y'all got with him, ladies. We not gonna let the evil win up here on the channel.
Come up
Okay.
here and tell. It's so easy for white people to come tell us that it's all made up, and now we don't
There's
get to
no
play anymore.
color
And
lines.
now
There's
it's
no
time to tap
shade.
out while the
But
white
at least we're
supremacist
all on the
systems are still
spectrum.
intact.
Ignorance.
That
Well,
that
I
is a
just
part
say
of the
this.
isms. That
I
is a
didn't
part of
enter.
the isms. That is
I
how
didn't
they
interject. I didn't
gatekeep.
interject, but I wanted to, because I could tell that you ladies had it. Okay, but I just want to say this. I think that he's inbred. I think his mom and daddy was siblings. I think that he eat corned beef and hash, park his car on the grass, and listen to Johnny Cash. Okay.
And he has a TV on a TV on a TV in his living room and one in the front yard.
No, I knew you ladies had him.
I know y'all didn't even. I couldn't
It was
even
just disparaging because he literally, that is the epitome of gatekeeping right there, to tell you something we can blatantly see. It took Kate Michelle 2 years to get into country. She got a standing ovation when it took Jelly Roll, who is seemingly problematic at times, to get her to come up there and do a judge tribute, because the daughters were like, Kay Michelle is the one we want. It had to take them to say that, and we know she loves country. So it's the blatant disregard and the lackadaisical of, oh, race is just a social construct. Yeah, started by the people who have colonized almost everything and refuse to pay homage. Hence why there's so many people in multiple countries around the world fighting back. Shout out to Africa, because they're no longer putting up with the
Ooh,
BS.
shout
So
out to
please
Africa.
don't.
I've been loving that couture. Oh my gosh. They're getting their refineries together. They're kicking out the colonizers. They're reclaiming their borders. They're inviting us home to get dual citizenship in most of the countries out there. They are inviting us home, you know, and I love it.
That's
I
what I'm
love it. I
working
love it.
towards.
And that's also another thing they're scared of. They really don't want us to go back. They really don't want us to go back. They don't want us. They don't want it.
Their whole economy will collapse if we go back to Africa. Wait,
Well, I don't know if the whole thing would collapse with all the immigrants coming over here. Thousands and thousands of workable men bodies a day, mostly men. Thousands, 10,000 a day through our little borders. Something
Yes.
about to
Welcome.
be
Let's welcome, in
replaced.
my opinion, back up to the panel. Hey, in my
Oh, in
opinion.
my opinion.
Hey, my beautiful queens. How are y'all?
Hey,
Hey, baby.
Queen.
Good morning.
Listen, I had to get on the laptop because, yeah, this phone wasn't acting right.
You said you had to get the butter from the duck.
Ooh, look, Beyonce revealed some of the cover of the Essence article that's coming out soon. Well, the artwork or the photography. And I saw this picture, and it reminded me when my grandmother was alive. Like, we had a tradition, like every other Saturday we would go get our hair done, and then right after that we would go shopping. And my grandmother used to brag all through that mall, like, oh, I have 4 generations right here with me. She was so proud, right, of our lineage
Oh,
and things like that. And this picture right here
yeah.
reminded me of what me, my grandma, my mom, and my kids used to do, our little tradition,
Oh, that's beautiful.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that with the Knotty crew. Ooh, we just had a doozy up here on the panel, in my opinion. I don't know if you heard.
No, I didn't hear. What was it?
Oh,
No, this little country guy came up here talking about there is no race, it's only a spectrum.
He learned the word cognitive dissonance about day before yesterday, and he wanted to tell us about it.
So yeah, I did get your text. I thank you so much. I did get your text.
And LRG had to school him real fast because she was not having it. And right before I could even say, LRG, don't engage with him, getting him together.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Look, that was the Fannie Mae Willis of me.
And now, and you know what? Look,
But he wanted to, because he wanted to. That's why I was saying curves. Don't even say anything, because all he wanted to do was insult us and call us out of our names. That's all he wanted to do.
I just wasn't going to let him drive his narrative. His narrative wasn't going to be the last one.
Oh
He's
yeah,
not going to sit up here and
baby.
tell Black people not to. And even though I am anti the word Black, that's a color in a crayon box. I'm more the word about a country. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to sit up here and tell me what the fuck I am for surely, sir.
My thing is, you see how that invoked him to have to come up here to defend his precious country music. That's why I'm saying Beyonce is breaking down barriers. She's about to expose the gatekeepers. The fact that the radio stations already had it in their mind they weren't going to play the song, and they didn't even hear it, it should say something. And I love how the Beehive came together, and women who don't even like Beyonce came together to call in the radio stations and force their hands. I saw Irish men doing a line dance in their Ireland style, and I said, this is what they're afraid of, because what she's about to do is show the world you can do whatever you want to do, and you don't have to listen to these music executives. Again, I always bring up K. Michelle because K. Michelle said she never wanted to sing
think y'all know
R&B.
it's a lot of Black people that sing country music. It's not just K. Michelle and Beyonce.
No, but I bring up K. Michelle because she was forced into R&B. She never wanted to do it. She hated everything about it. No wonder she couldn't get a Grammy for it, because you weren't being pure. That wasn't your thing. Your thing is country. And it's so sad because how many other men and women were forced out of their genre because they didn't like your look. They didn't like some petite whiskey drinking woman in their lane. Oh no, you can't have that. Oh no, that's not country. People have been saying this ain't country, that ain't country, but a lot of people who are saying Beyonce aren't country can't even name you country singers who are being stifled at the moment. Hence why I brought up Guyton, because that woman has a beautiful voice, and even though she doesn't even have a non-Black husband, they still don't want her up in there.
Exactly. Well, Lady Gaga she is supporting out loud Beyonce. Okay, she was spotted out, and she's got a Texas Hold'em sign that she's dragging on the back of her car.
Love it.
Because she knows what is about to happen. Can you imagine if they let Lady Gaga do Broadway like she really wanted to? What she could have done for the Broadway space?
That would be
Exactly.
incredible.
Exactly. So I'm loving all the people coming out with their line dances. The artwork is great. This is Beyonce's season. She is about to reclaim everything that was stolen from us in music. And I love what her agenda is right now. And I'm in full support.
Do you think it's too late for Tyler Perry to stop payment on any of that New York man's checks?
I know Tyler Perry is probably looking at what John Snyder is saying because he's a huge Beyonce fan.
Yeah, like
Well,
I
I was going to say
don't
something
like
though.
him referring to her as a dog. Like that is that
Oh,
was
but that's what they do. But I want to
dehumanizing.
say this though: the juxtaposition between what he did for that dude and how that dude turned on him like a dang on snake, and what he did with Monique. You know, he ought to feel his spirit should feel convicted. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean?
Hello.
You stop
Yeah.
one sister's bag, but you're gonna sit up there and put money in this mofo's bag, and look what he did.
Yep.
Yep.
Knotty, can you send me that on Instagram so I
Which
can
one?
that one about John Snyder calling her a dog? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that
That
was
was
Oh
horrible.
I
Hey,
wanted to see the
he
rest of
didn't
the
age
interview.
well at all for him to be an older, pale male. He doesn't look like no George Clooney or no Brad Pitt or no Matt Damon. Okay.
Right. And I'm gonna
He's
tell you
not.
something that hurt my feelings for when he said that. I'm just gonna tell you, and I'm gonna
That
tell you
was
something.
disgusting.
Well,
It was disgusting, and I'm not a
every
Beyonce
aspect,
fan.
don't they?
And
Okay,
then
go
the
ahead.
parent
They've
he's
got to make
sitting
their
next to, for her to co-sign on all that. Mm-mm.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you something. That internalized hard R always creeps out. They can't hide it. It just slips of the tongue. They can't just be thankful. They're like, oh, look at this black bee coming
Yeah.
into our country music.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when you got Dolly Parton, Martina McBride, Reba McEntire, the Dixie Chicks, Blake Shelton's ex-wife, all of them ready for her to be in country because they want to go on tour with her. They know it's about to be a problem. The fact that them women at that man and woman at the CNN were all giddy and happy, baby, they gonna have the girls out here with their shorts, their country boots and their hats. They're gonna get
That's
their
right.
bodies right. That's why they really mad because the
That's right.
country needs to
You know,
step back.
I think another reason they're mad is because the blues was black people music, right? For sure. And then it got banned, you guys, and they had to morph it into country music, jazz. It splintered because it got banned. It was illegal to sing that stuff. Okay. So when it morphed into country music, now we are getting to have our chance to come back to it again. And they're just so mad at us that we do everything so right. We're perfect, you guys. Our melanin is so exquisite. God, thank you for our melanin that we can come back to reclaim what's rightfully ours in our space of country music and prepare the
Exactly.
people's ears, prepare their minds and hearts for the great bounty that's about to be bestowed upon them, Lord.
Bree, it's
Amen.
saying it won't let me share to you until you accept my invitation to chat.
Okay, I'm about to do it now, but I did want to say that they're really mad at the fact that black people can do anything, and I want y'all to understand that the fact that T-Pain has written some of the biggest country hits and y'all don't even know it because the hard R's are so nasty and they be taunting these country music artists. He said he just takes his check. Like it's so much that goes into it, especially like Nelly. Nelly did country. People forget that because they
Yep.
only remember the part with Garth Brooks, and they gave Garth Brooks such a hard time for working with Nelly. That's why Garth Brooks barely sings. He goes and acts now because he said, y'all are not going to get on my nerves for doing something that was great. And it set Garth Brooks into having one of the biggest hits of his legacy in country music, that Nelly song. So I don't understand it. I really don't get it. And they be trying to come up with all this Confederate flag talking points. And again, how are you from New York telling us what's country, sir? You don't know anything about country.
You don't know anything, but guess what? It is spreading far and wide, and it does not matter what color you are. Everyone is coming up with a line dance to Texas Hold'em. Okay? everywhere. You see everybody
Yeah,
participate.
those are the countrymen right there. Knotty, what's your Instagram name?
It's Knotty Love. Knotty Love. Movement 2020.
Okay.
I want to say this about Beyonce. I like some of Beyonce's music. You know, she got a hit or two and everything that I like. Okay, but I'm not like a out and out Beyonce fan. But I respect her hustle. I respect the professionalism that she has. I respect her as a performer, and I love that sister and what she's done with what God has positioned in her hands. And you know, and she's always going to have my support.
Exactly. Beyonce is iconic.
She
Hands
is.
down.
Nobody can take that shit away from her.
And let me tell you, when me and my girls went to her concert, yo, she just know how to entertain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? She just know what... She just know how to hold the audience. And she was trained by the best. I mean, she performed next to Prince, one of the greatest entertainers. I also saw him perform, and he's the bomb. He's the bomb. Oh, girls, this was an exciting panel. I appreciate you ladies coming up. This was
Knotty, I want to say this to you though. You got, you know, I don't know where he came from, but girl, your channel must got some reach out there, child, in these internet streets.
Oh boy.
Yours. I said, I don't know where he came from, but you got some reach out here. Because he came from somewhere from far away, but I'm just saying, so let's go see where your channel is reaching. Good or bad or indifferent.
He came when you spoke on John Snyder. That's what pissed him off.
You think so?
Yeah, their beloved, precious, pale male from New York cosplaying a Southern Confederate male. Child.
But we got into some good stuff today, ladies, and I just really appreciate every last one of you. You know, wait, what James say? He said Knotty went from international to country.
That's hilarious. Yeah, where did he even come from? How'd the algorithm slide him in here?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. And look, I don't even have no title. I just said, "Good morning, Knotty Krew, open panel."
He said, "Oh, well, I'm gonna be on there."
But at least I'm fair. You know, I'm willing to hear anyone's point of view out. But what you're not going to do is disrespect. Like, no. The moment you start disrespecting,
and then look, my Dr. Heavenly came out. I went right to your mama.
Listen, he was like, "Excuse me, sir." It went on.
Yo, I'm gonna watch the playback.
I got it too. I didn't even hear what he said.
Yeah, but you can write to his mama, but she probably got a twisted chromosome just like him because they inbred.
Yeah, like I mean, when your mother is your aunt.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you, like, no matter how much patience we have, we are a loving people. Let me get my Vicky Dillard on. We are a loving people. It's not in our heart to hate. That is a learned behavior from the people who have enslaved some of our ancestors, because some of our ancestors were always free. And from my people, they came from Europe. I know that because I had to research my name. But you just, it's the sheer gall and audacity that you own these things, but they don't know how to transcend it. That's why they're so mad. It doesn't matter if it was Beyonce. It could have been K Michelle. It could have been Mickey Guyton. It could have been some long hair diva who all she grew up on was country and in the sticks, and they still would have a problem. I hope this inspires Jamie Foxx to get in his country bag, because he really is a country man.
He is.
So
yeah, Jamie Foxx can do anything. And you write about the people groups. You write about the people groups, KOTOR. The other people groups.
I love my country.
It's wild. And they're in Black History Month at that, baby. The ancestors would never allow you
Never.
to flourish like that.
Well, the other thing too is that I think that whatever got him, he got time. It's some intelligent black women up here, okay? And I think that bothered him too because they never want us to. They always want to downplay, like they downplaying Beyonce and her gifts and her abilities. He wanted to downplay and let us know who we are and try to put us in our place. Kudos to you ladies for putting him in check.
Right on.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. I appreciate y'all. This was a great panel. What I'm gonna go around to get everyone's closing thoughts and how they feel about whatever you want to sound off on. Okay, you know we got respect over here for all point of views. Curves, you started out, girl, because you did that.
Well, all I can say is that don't always be Fanny. You're right, Kim. We didn't have to argue with stupid. And Couture Bay is right. We created country music. And in my opinion is right because it's a good day in the Lord's house. Okay. And Knotty is correct for hosting such a wonderful panel and for turning him off. Cause I had more to say and I would have went back and forth with stupid. And you're not supposed to argue with crazy, but I'm crazy too.
Oh, wait. Hold on. We got one more. Hey, Gina, my London queen. What's going on?
What's good?
Hey, Gina.
Hey, oh my gosh,
Good morning.
I feel so bad that I'm late. Like, I just went to church and I was just coming back late church and I was just like, I gotta come on here.
Oh, we got into some stuff, girl. You gotta hit the replay.
Oh, well, okay, I'm gonna come back from replay. I'm so sorry I'm late, man. Late Sunday with church.
It's all good. I'm glad you went to have a good worship with the Lord this morning. How are you feeling about Beyonce's country music? Because that's what we got into.
I guess that, I can't lie, I'm not a big fan of country music, but I appreciate what she's doing with reclaiming black music. I just find it interesting the amount of pushback that she's getting. Like, they really don't want her in this space. White people are very interesting, so white people are allowed to come and take our genres of music, but God forbid when a very reclaim the genre back and the amount of pushback that we get. So I enjoy watching the white scramble over watching a very prominent black woman like Beyonce stamp us up in the genre. But we also can't forget people like K. Michelle, other black country artists that have been around. We need to give them the same support that we've been giving Beyonce because black country artists exist. They've always been there. So we can't just support them when Beyonce comes because when she changes genres again, who's going to still continue to advocate for the black country singers like K. Michelle? So, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Kim, what are your closing thoughts?
I'm going to tell you, I have room for everybody in my heart, but one thing for sure is that I'm pro-black. And I was just so proud of you ladies today and how you articulated yourself and curves. I tell you the truth, honey. You did a scorched earth theory on him, okay? Nothing was going to live after you got finished. Couture. And Couture, baby,
that was right up Curve's alley. You understand?
I know. And I love Couture Bay's points and the information that she gives and how she enlightens us and brings other different topics to the forefront that, and gives it a different perspective. So I'm just saying hats off to you ladies and Knotty, thank you for the platform. This was fun today.
This was fun. And in my opinion, what are your closing thoughts?
Listen, be thankful that you have air in your lungs to breathe. And praise the Lord that you're here today because today wasn't promised. Tomorrow isn't promised. So be thankful for all the blessings you have today. So that you start afresh tomorrow with a pure and open heart.
Yes.
I love it.
Y'all keep y'all mentals in check because this is the season for people to go on your mental and try to get you down. Do not let them discourage you. Be proud in who you are. Stand in your truth.
Exactly. And shout out to Shay B, my other country queen. She sent me this footage when Beyonce's country music first started, and I think it's a good way to close the show. All right, here we go.
Hey y'all, I know I look rough. I started my period today, so I'm like
not doing well. I have endometriosis, so I have really, really painful periods and they take me out. But I just wanted to comment on all of this Beyonce excitement around country music, and just say how excited I am for her to be choosing stylistically the country genre. If you don't know who I am, my name's Tanner Adele. I'm a country artist. I'm a woman of color, and I've been making country music for about 2 years now. I moved to Nashville summer of 2021, and that was when I released my first song ever, my first country single, Country Girl Commandments. I just wanted to remind you that there are women of color who have been here, who have been working their asses off. I'm going to list some of them in the comments. Some of my friends, some girls that I really look up to and adore and love. And I just want to remind you to go listen to their music, our music, and support them. Go follow them. I'm so excited for Beyonce to come in here and make a splash in this genre. And I just want to emphasize that there are girls in this genre who don't look like the other girls that are traditionally in this genre, and they've been here and they've been working hard. So go support them.
I just love how she was welcoming.
Yes, because she understands what this is about to do for them.
Mhm.
Like it's really going to open up because Beyonce is she's a purist. People don't like to give out that title, but she is, because the way she was able to effortlessly come up into country, it's her home roots. I feel like we're getting a Lemonade 2.0 with this act 2, and the way that they robbed her of that artistic, creative, innovative body of work, where we understood what it was like um to go through pain, to understand the way she loves the man and come back on top of forgiveness and all that. They really robbed her of that just to give it to Adele. And I like Adele, but that album did not do what Lemonade did. So this is going to allow for the country divos to come out on top, because something in me tells me she's going to be scooping up some of them to open up for her, to push out that sound, because we are in country. We've been in country. We've been fighting in country, like LRD said, since the 1920s, and we only know about a handful of them, and that's so disheartening. And then they robbed us of our talents and our gifts by stealing and burning down buildings. So yeah, it's time.
It's time. It's definitely time. Gina, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with everything said. I think it will be powerful for Beyonce on her country album to really put a lot of highlights of black country artists. I think it'll be a more powerful statement for not just Beyonce to reclaim country, but to also empower other black country artists by featuring them in her album. I think that would be even more like I'll say that'll be even more powerful to highlight all of these underappreciated black country artists who've been given to the genre. So I strongly believe, and I would really be like I would really appreciate if Beyonce did that. If she didn't, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I think it'll even make an even stronger statement if that's what she did. So, yeah,
I think that's a great suggestion. Make sure y'all share this video out. Let's get it out to the beehive, okay? So Beyonce can hear that we are in support of her and we appreciate everything that she is doing, breaking down barriers. And I hope she gets into rock next. I really, really do. I think I think that would be a challenge for her. I think it'll be different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If anybody knows me, I love a good challenge, okay? I love me a good challenge. I like to step outside of the box. The tour base and Raphael Sadiq is producing the album. Oh, that's dope, Bree. Raphael Sadiq. I love it. Woo!
Because he helped with D'Angelo's if you remember I think they call it the Vanguard, Black Vanguard, something like that.
Yeah.
D'Angelo album, that one where he got a Grammy for it.
Yeah.
Beautiful body of work. That man has a gift too.
Yeah, yo, Raphael Sadiq. Oh my God.
I like him a lot.
Like I'm just like I'm overjoyed, and I'm just like, I can't wait to see what this comes out to be. You know, like, oh, that just made my body tingle. Because I love Raphael Sadiq. I do. He's an amazing artist on many different levels. Ooh. All right, ladies. I appreciate you all joining the panel. Knotty Krew, please make sure you go subscribe to Larger Curves. Make sure you go subscribe to Ken Delivers. Make sure you go subscribe to In My Opinion. And make sure you go subscribe to Couture Bay. And if anything, this panel was an example of how great all of these content creators are. All right. And this is why I support these ladies. Hands down. I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you so much for blessing my panel.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
me,
Knotty.
Knotty. Thanks, ladies. This has been excellent.
Yeah, and I learned a new word, blackfishing.
Thank you, because that covenant dissonance, I learned that today. I was like, what is he saying?
Yeah.
And you know what? That's the whole point. I love to walk away with education.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you
all.
so much, Green.
Thank you.
Love you all. Love you, In My Opinion. Have a good day. Woo! That was a great show, Knotty Krew. And that was spontaneous. I ain't had nothing planned. Okay. I love being spontaneous when it comes to certain things. All right. So I thank you all for joining. Please hit that like button if you have not already. Share my content. Please, let's leave it in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are about the barriers that Beyonce is breaking into these new genres. All right. And just because the live ends, that don't mean donations are definitely appreciated. Support the channel. All these things help the channel to grow. We're on our path to 5K subs. Okay. I appreciate you all. Sending you peace and blessings. And make sure as you move through your day, Knotty Krew, that you
Ever in life, I stand on business. You drop me somewhere, I stand on business. You drop.
Make sure you stand on business. 10 toes down. And make sure you don't get swallowed up by the evils of the world. Don't get.
You ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up.
Don't get swallowed up by the evils of the world, okay? They coming from all different directions. Protect your neck, Knotty Krew. And to all my haters.
And I wanna say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
I thank y'all too. Y'all keep the wheels turning over here. Until next time, Knotty Krew, I'm out. One.